Welcome to the management class of Madan Mohan Malviya University of Technology. Welcome back to FAQs CBM Communication for Business and Management. The question forwarded by you, that importance of writing skills. As we discussed earlier, that we dedicate 70% of our time communicating and 30% non-communicating. As per another established theory, out of the time that we spend for LSRW in our language communication through language, the percentage of time spent for listening is 45% and the percentage of time we spend for speaking is 30% and the percentage of time we spend for reading is 16% and the percentage of time we spend for writing is 9%. Here this 9% question is of significance of this 9% of communication. This 9% is of part of the whole human communication that we communicate through writing. First of all, I would like to quote for proving the significance of writing Sir Francis Bacon, who is known as father of English essays. Francis Bacon once said that study is source for delight, for ornament and for ability. And while talking ability also, he said that simple man admires studies, crafty man condemn it, and wise men use them. And he says that reading maketh a full man. Reading maketh a full man. Conference a ready man, but writing an exact man. That starts the significance of writing. Writing is a vehicle of culture and civilization. It's a vehicle of culture and civilization. I can safely make an assertion and a statement that had there not been writing, human beings might have still be in Stone Age or barbaric civilization, or they might have been put together. It's writing that provided us vehicle for tradition and collection of knowledge, from transferring knowledge from tradition to tradition, from generation to generation. And when in modern era we are talking of cross-cultural communication, the whole of writing can be categorized into three parts. The writing can be categorized like primitive writing on stones, barks of the trees and branches and rocks, primitive writing, and pictorial writing, primitive and pictorial writing. Then writing can be, the broad categorization comes after the advent of printing press. And after the advent of printing press, the writing was stored, and even that primitive writing was on wall, on bronze, on iron, or somewhere whatsoever, on plates, on metallic plates, and so on and so forth. But after the advent of this printing press, that is nowadays highly criticized as dead tree media. The paper writing on paper is being criticized as dead tree media. So writing first part is primitive writing, and then second part is dead tree media, and then third one is the concept of paperless word, cyber word, cyberspace, memory, and page on Windows or Linux or any other software, or like for Apple Pages. So that way, this writing on like soft pages, like virtual pages, or writing through laser, writing through other things. In this domain, it was writing only that made us travel through all the journey. Writing is required for precision, for data collection, for data processing, for reaching to a conclusion, for suggestion and recommendation, and for conveying knowledge from one generation to another generation. It is writing that makes our judiciary system authenticated, or it is writing that authenticates a data. And when a judge in Indian judiciary system breaks his pen at a certain point, it is that writing which declares end of a human life. So that way, it is the writing that decides the destiny of man. It is the writing that defines the culture of the man. It is writing that is the repository of rich human heritage. And writing can further be categorized as personal, professional, subjective, objective, and subjective. Personal writing will be subjective in tone, and professional writing will be objective in tone, and then it will define so on and so forth. So all of our professional knowledge, for that is significant for communication, for business and management, where writing is the pivot where the whole business runs in the managerial scenario. It is of great help in problem solving, troubleshooting, documenting, discussing, and forwarding the human knowledge. The second question that I got, that writing process. What is writing process? I said that there is a concept of free writing, but what we practice, free writing concept is not that much in practice. But here, if you will talk of any systematic professional business writing, you have to think that you need not or you cannot draft your writing at one go. You have to practice it, as practice makes a man perfect. Practice makes a process perfect. And so if you are writing for business, if you are writing for advertisement, if you are writing for a deal, if you are writing for the even cinematic presentation, if you are writing for any other documentation or pictorial representation, then you cannot say that your first draft is the final draft. So there you have to go and follow the process of pre-writing. By the term pre-writing itself suggests that it's like free writing. Whatsoever knowledge, whatsoever data you have in your mind, you need to prepare your draft, like first draft or rough draft. Then finally, you will collect the points, you will edit it a bit, and then after editing, after changing certain phrases, certain sentences, you will come up with the second draft. And after editing your second draft, you will come to the final stage of writing, that is known as rewriting, writing your presentation, presentable form of writing. I would like at here I would like to answer one more thing, additional thing that you even not have asked to me. What is that? That what are the qualities of good writing? And when you are talking of what makes the writing great, so all good writing should not be verbose. It should not be verbal jugglery. It should not be like it should have very low fog index. Fog index is like it is based on the using tough terminology and unfamiliar words in your writing, so that should be very low. It should be a faultless writing, natural writing. Artificiality of the language must not be included. I discussed at one point that there is one term, noise in writing, psychological term, that should also be removed. Fog index should be low, it must be effortless, it must be plain, it must be user friendly, and the approach of that writing must be making complex simple. KISS formula must be adopted, keeping it short and simple, my dear. That's it, thank you.